How's it going, everyone? It's me, Vivi, and welcome to some more Sly Cooper. Now, I'm gonna be talking for 2 minutes, alright? This part of the video has nothing to do with the title, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a time lapse for you guys. If you don't want to listen to this boring part, you can just skip. I guess I finally decided to go over this. I want this to be a reminder to all of you. Yes, I do make theories on cartoon games. Yes, you heard me right. Cartoon games. Some always bring up, the most obvious answer, when watching a theory video of mine. Dude, the team has never thought of this idea. What's the point? It doesn't make any sense. Stop breaking your head over this. Do you think I'm not aware of that? I understand it's just a cartoon, I know that. Yes, Sly is just a talking raccoon. I've gotten this type of reply multiple times actually. I just don't know if it has to do with the fact that you're simply not used to Sly Cooper being explored like this, story-wise, or that it's just a cartoon. Hey look, it's not realistic graphics we're looking at, we don't have any humans, it's not a mature story, so what's the point? It's just a kid's game. What I do is, I go with imagination, I try to connect the pieces, I try to understand a character in particular, like what kind of scenario would lead such character to do this and that. My channel, in short, focuses on lore. That's what I do. If some of you find this ridiculous and not worth your time, then I simply don't know what to say. I know you guys were not expecting the video to begin this way, but I just wanted to get this, I guess, out of my system. So I hope you guys understand. So with that being said, let's actually start talking about what's written in the title. So recently I've noticed something from the Thievius Raccoonus, the first game. In Clockwork's lair, let's call it that, alright? When you're trying to save Carmelita, you notice computers and a bunch of screens on the back, like a map. A huge map. Well, a worldwide map. Let's go with that. There's a chair. Would Clockwork, looking at his size, sit on that tiny chair? Nope. Okay, we can argue that he barged into Sly's home. I mean, look at his size. How did he enter through that door frame? Many people ask me that in the comments. It's hilarious. Anyways, but really, I just can't imagine Clockwork using a keyboard. Yes, he did rip out pages from a Thievius Raccoonus, but those are huge claws. I just can't see him using a keyboard. Let's analyze something. Who worked for Clockwork? He formed a group known as the Fiendish Five. Sir Raleigh was a chief machinist. His skill in building machines, that's what got him recruited. Whatever the team needed, machinery-wise, tech and stuff like that, he was there. I will actually compare the Claw Gang to the Fiendish Five very soon, so stay tuned. Does a chief machinist use a computer? Yes, but not like the one we notice here. Machinists, they use machines, milling machines, grinders, to create particular metal pieces. Well, metal parts in general. Before doing so, before getting it to work, they go over blueprints. If anything, computer-wise, we have this thing called CNC, computer numerically controlled, and these are used by machinists in particular. We call them production machinists. Does this look like a CNC to you? No. To me, it looks like someone was spying, looking for something, keeping an eye perhaps on a certain individual. Clockwork, he flies everywhere. It's as if someone secret was working with him. Is it too far off to say this person was maybe guiding Clockwork on where to go, communicating via satellite, something like that? Could this person have been spying on Cooper or just criminals in general? Maybe that's how Clockwork actually recruited the members from the Fiendish Five? Anyhow, whoever this person was behind the computer remained a secret. I mean, who is it supposed to be then? Ruby? Voodoo Master? No. Mugshot? The big guy? No, I don't see him like a guy who knows computers. The Panda King? No, he's all about meditating. They just don't fit. Clockwork's eye, just activating like that, the secret ending from the first game, that tells us that it's not over. Clocklaw does not count, okay? I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm gonna say it. Hate me if you want, it's fine with me. Penelope. Seeing how she went 180 in Sly 4, and seeing how she was disguised again, I mean, what if she was a foe this whole time, working undercover? She didn't care what it took, maybe she was instructed to do so, even if that meant trying to get into a relationship, only to break it apart later. That was perhaps part of the plan. That was the only way to get intel from the Cooper gang. Clockwork had flying minion owls, right? In the first game. Maybe they were being controlled from that computer, and by the time Sly entered that room, the person behind that monitor escaped, or even Clockwork told them to escape. talking about these mini owls. Sly 4, Medieval England, some have been pointing out that, hey dude, those owls could be working for Clockwork. Now the Clockwork Easter eggs in Sly 4, either they don't mean anything at all, or it's just a way of showing how Clockwork was spying on the Coopers throughout the years. And when I say they could mean nothing, I mean Clockwork in 10,000 BC. That right there tells me maybe it's just an Easter egg. But seeing as how Bob spoke in 10,000 BC, I just can't imagine Clockwork speaking English in that time period, let alone try and figure out how to turn yourself robotic. Most of the time I try and tell myself that Clockwork originated from ancient Egypt. Clockwork in 10,000 BC, I see that as a simple Easter egg with no meaning most of the time. So what I'm getting at is, in Sly 1, when Clockwork was being faced, that was intentional. The person behind those computers left, and Clockwork wanted to remain behind. It was all intentional. I mean, it's hard to believe he died like that, after living for generations. No, I don't buy it. And that's pretty much why I talk about Clockwork a lot. The way he was developed was very poor. Even if the way he was developed was very poor, he's still my favorite villain out of the series. Think of Ultron from Avengers 2. Thor's hammer was thrown, right? But nope, Ultron came back. I believe Clockwork should be the same. Clockwork was maybe testing Sly's moves. The owl knew that he would come back stronger. He wanted to be defeated. The person behind that computer would bring him back stronger. It's just a matter of time. And when I'm talking about Clockwork being stronger, this is what I imagine. Think of a songbird from BioShock. Doesn't this just look sick? Doesn't this look terrifying? Well, menacing. Imagine Clockwork being brought back this way. And Clockwork could maybe be the guardian of the person who was behind that computer. I know maybe this is getting too similar to Songbird, but maybe the person Clockwork met, the secret member, perhaps their story actually touched Clockwork. Perhaps this owl does have a heart, and he just felt bad, and he also saw the potential in this secret member. So all I'm trying to say is, this mysterious character has been working closely with Clockwork, and he will return. Sometimes I wonder, maybe Clockwork is just misunderstood. I don't know what happened in the past, but maybe he is misunderstood at a point where he's just not redeemable anymore. All of the stuff he's done, it's too late. Come on, Sucker Punch. I know they're no longer working on the series, but I'm just saying, if you come up with the story of an owl who lived on for generations, turned himself robotic, that's pretty crazy, that's pretty twisted. To see Clockwork defeated like that in Sly 1, I don't buy it. And I'm hoping Sanzaru brings back Clockwork, because this character deserves a lot more story. I want to know Clockwork, how he thinks. What really happened in the past? All we know is that he was jealous and had hatred, and that's what fueled him for years. Okay then, but what he did, I just want to know more. But with that being said, guys, this is it for the video. So as usual, do your stuff. Leave whatever you want in the comment section. Leave your cookie recipe, I don't care, but yeah, do your stuff. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you so much for watching.